Hello everyone and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. This week we are staying on the theme of summary builds and we are building a Skoolie. For those of you that do not know what a Skoolie is, well, it's a school bus that's been converted into either an RV or a tiny home. And of course our version is a tiny home. Our version is a tier 1 micro home, and this might actually be my smallest tiny home yet. I was able to build this with 30 of 32 tiles. Woohoo! That's a new record for me. I don't know why, but I find it extremely hard to build micro homes. Like I said in some of my previous videos, well, especially with micro homes, I tend to have the same layouts, and to me they just all look the same. And I guess maybe I just get bored with that, but I was able to do another unique floor plan. Not that it's anything exciting, because I mean, hey, a school bus is just a big long rectangle. I've actually been wanting to build this for some time now, but honestly, I've been intimidated when it came to building this. And you know what? It was time. Thankfully, since I have Tool, I was able to make things look decent, but that's the scary part, is trying to make this look like a vehicle when we don't have pieces really to make it look like a vehicle. But that was also where my creativity got to come into play. As we work on the front of the bus here, you can kind of see what I was able to do with Tool. I initially was going to use a vent, and I was like, that just didn't quite look right. And then I thought, oh, we have these drains from Get Together. They're supposed to be for pools. And I'm like, maybe I will be able to rotate this and it can be the grill of the front of the vehicle. And I say maybe because for some reason, sometimes items that go on the ground are not able to be rotated by Tool, and I have no idea why. So this worked, and I really liked how that turned out. And now you can see I'm also doing something else on the front here. I was just thinking to myself, something is missing. And I'm like, what is missing? There's no windshield wipers. So what I'm using here is a debug violin bow. I was able to resize those and rotate those, and I actually think they look like pretty convincing windshield wipers. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then you don't see it now, but I come back to it later towards the end when I'm doing the landscaping. I added one more thing on the exterior because I was still just like, something is still missing on the front of this vehicle. I ended up adding in mirrors on the side of the bus, and that was like, I think that was just like the finishing touch to where I could say this actually looks somewhat like a vehicle now. The interior too was a bit of a struggle. As you see right now, I'm working on the driver's steering wheel area. We have no steering wheels in The Sims 4. And I mean, why would we? Because we do not even have functioning vehicles. So this was a big challenge for me. I mean, the closest thing that we have to a steering wheel is the helm that came with Get Famous for ships. And I seriously thought about it, but I'm like, okay, this is not SpongeBob, so I'm not gonna use that item. As you can see, I ended up using a table that's from Cats and Dogs, and then I slightly end up changing that. I ended up using the pipes that I used on the exterior for the wheels, and I flipped those inside out. You'll see that in a bit, and I like the look of that better. Here is the sad news. For those of you that do not have Journey to Batuu, there's going to be a couple items missing here. I was able to kind of flip out items, but the dashboard area was debug items from Journey to Batuu, and then the controls underneath were, but I switched that out with a radio later because I actually like the look of that better. And the radio is functional to an extent. I play tested things already to make sure everything worked. You can turn on the radio, but your Sims cannot listen to it or dance to the music, which is unfortunate, but you can still have the mood of having music. And I mean, I honestly didn't even think it was gonna work, and it was purely just for looks, but there is that. I don't know if you saw, I have a little key item that I put in there for the ignition. That is also in debug. There's a key in debug, and the little like ignition area is a chapstick cap, also found in debug. I got to be really creative in this build. And then I created like the shelving unit here. I've seen some Skoolies of like actual conversions of people doing this in real life and having shelving in the front. And I'm like, yes, that is super smart because that gives an extra area for storage, and I like that. And then I liked putting the plants up there because, you know what, I figured the vehicle's been stopped for a while, so maybe the plants were stored and now they're put out, or maybe they're just glued down, screwed down. I don't know what people do in that case. That'd be an interesting question for someone that owns a Skoolie. I also forgot to mention, if you did not already notice, we are here in Copperdale, and I thought this world would be perfect, and I'll say why. So we're on like the end of this like little peninsula, kind of overlooking, I am assuming, the bay area into the ocean. And I had remembered that there was some lots over here that had that nice view of the water. And I'm like, yes, that is where you would drive your RV, your Skoolie, and park it and have a great view of the water. And then this lot is, I think, a 20 by 15, which is also perfect since this is just a really small build. So this lot was absolutely perfect. I will try to link the actual specific lot in the description because I cannot remember which one it is. I think it says up there on the video though, if you can read that. But this lot would also be really great in Granite Falls if you want to put it there and have it as a rental. I mean, you can also change this to a rental. This would be a really, really fun lot to have as a rental. And it will fit up to 2 Sims. You could bring a pet here with you as well. There's not going to be a ton of space inside for pet items, but there's plenty of space outside. Unfortunately, with playtesting, I had to slightly change the kitchen. You might not even really be able to tell the difference if you go to download it. I had to take the fridge and actually use it how it's supposed to be used. I had like inserted it into the counter, and for some reason I thought that worked, and it doesn't. Because I tried to do that in my hotel build that I did a while ago, and now I'm realizing like, oh yeah, and then I realized that didn't work, and I had to have it on the end, and you'll be able to see with the pictures, like the end result. I just really wish that we could insert it somewhere or have it raised so there's more space, and the whole issue is because I needed one free counter for cooking. And like I said, play tested everything so it works. Your Sims can cook in there. There's enough space. So yay. I'm happy about that. I just didn't like how cramped it looked with having the refrigerator on the end, but it's The Sims, so it works. That's the important thing. The bedroom is also functional. Like I said, you can get 2 Sims in there. It's not huge, but I mean, then again, on RVs and Skoolies, the bedrooms are not big. So I don't know. I actually think this looks decently roomy. I'm happy with how this turned out. There's not a lot going on in there, but yeah, there's the dresser, functional. We got books in there. The TV works. Sims will lay in bed and watch TV. So there's a lot going on in this small space, and everything functions, like I said, and the bathroom all functions. Tested that, so you're good to go. Yes, Flynn, I did test it. I did. All right, so does this build have anyone else wanting to go camping now? Because now I seriously really want to go camping. I don't have an RV or anything fancy like that, just a tent, but I love camping, and I'm really in the mood for that. Well, as we make our way to the exterior, we'll let you just enjoy the rest of the build and enjoy the landscaping. We just want to thank you so much for hanging out with us once again, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this build. Don't forget to give us a like. Consider pressing that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. If you like The Sims 4 speed builds, you like The Sims, then you will probably like our content here on the channel. We really appreciate you all. We hope you have an amazing week, and we will see you in our next video, everyone. Bye!
I'm looking out, it's really far. I felt a tingle in my heart. The sun has set, the stars will appear. In many ways it's great up here. Somehow life goes on, the stars we know are gone. In this lonely place I still see your until every sound is a symphony from my heartbeat.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.